God damn it! Yeah, when I close OBS and open back up.
Live. I'm watching.
God damn it! All right.
I'm like, why is it so far behind? I'm looking at the videos.
And my mic keeps going red, but I got the mic figured out.
Christ.
Fucking OBS. It says we're live again. All right. No wonder no one was chatting. But anyway, all that stuff I told you guys.
Break it up too, Juice. I was gonna be like, why am I seeing no one in the chat? And I'm like, oh.
Everybody always gives me shit.
All right,
we'll give you shit later.
Get it together, man.
That's cool. What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me now? Is anybody still here? Anybody?
He's talking in the
we got 3 people watching now. That's probably
to be fair, that could be us pulling.
That's probably us. I'm totally watching. You got to give people a chance to get in here.
Yeah, they don't have to see it. All right, there's Lenny. Let's see
All right.
Lenny pops up on
comment if you're here with us and you can hear me. Royal Hustler was the last comment. He said he couldn't hear me. So.
All right, I see Lenny, but he's not popping up in your thing. But I might have to give it a second.
It says stream ended 3 minutes ago. What the fuck? It says we're live.
It does.
Yeah, we are live. That was an old stream.
We are live, but now you've
uploaded.
Yeah, you've uploaded that 2 minute.
Yeah, it's uploaded at 2 minutes.
We're good. We got 4 people
every
watching.
week. The fucking OBS bullshit.
I mean, I honestly hadn't used it since last week, and I didn't change a damn thing.
Yes, I tell you, man.
I mean,
yeah, but now your chat's kind of jank because it's only doing the.
Oh, it's the wrong chat.
So you need to share it. I'm gonna share it right now.
And I will. I'll update.
You share it on Twitter.
Damn, we went from such a good week last week to just fucking
total fail so far.
I don't know if it's related to my power went out today, and I couldn't get my internet working for a bit, so I got the chat updated.
All right, it's gonna. It'll take a second for me to see it, but.
All right, I just.
All right, Lenny's here. Rocky, what's up, everybody? Hey,
I just sent out a call.
Let's try this again. Welcome.
These are my midnight eyes.
Welcome to the Juices Loose podcast. Sorry for the technical issues. For some reason, OBS just deselected my mic, and then when I closed it and opened it back up, it didn't start streaming automatically. So we're back.
And OBS is bitch. It's being a bitch.
But it's free. Can't be too mad at it. It's nice free for not having to pay. Just like Discord, the free option is really nice. So
a lot of shit that's free that works.
All right, so let me get the right chat up. So yeah, what's up, everybody? Anybody playing anything new since last week? I'm playing the exact same 2 games. Last of Us Part 2. I'm 22 and a half hours in, near the end. I'm still playing Rocket League, getting my rank back up to Diamond 1 after being down in Plat 3 for a while, and actually started watching a streamer on Twitch who plays Rocket League. She's pretty decent. I'm not surprised. My TV, it's funny because they added the Twitch. Clocked it left. They added the Twitch app to my TV, but you can't log in, so you just can only browse based on games. So I'm sitting there at Rocket League, and it was one of the first ones. I clicked on it, and I'm like, yeah, she's pretty cool. She's good at the game, and I actually used my Prime Twitch sub. I didn't even. It was free. And I don't know what that gets to her. I don't know what a Prime Twitch sub gets.
I mean, it's still a subscription. That just means, and you probably get access to like any emote she has.
Doesn't get her anything.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it technically is a subscription, so it still counts overall.
I watched a few days in a row. I'm just like, I just don't have time to watch a streamer frequently as much as
Most adults don't. It's usually the kids that end up watching a lot of streamers because they have the free time.
They don't have the time for that either.
Because they should be doing something else. Like what? Homework? How dare you? You're trying to get kids educated. How could you?
All right, so Clockta, you playing anything new this week?
Playing Sunshine again.
Only Paper Mario. That's pretty much all I've been playing. I don't know how many hours I'm in because the Switch doesn't.
Oh, you cut out.
There's no you just play. No, I've already gotten to like the second area. It's I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm not saying it's like brilliant and perfect, but I'm really enjoying it. I've had some I've already had some of my favorite Paper Mario moments.
But is it better than Thousand Year Door?
We're not doing this.
No, it's not. But you know what?
We're gonna start fights.
I
Don't
was
do this.
thinking earlier. I was like, I'm really enjoying this battle system, and I might be enjoying it more than the other Paper Mario games. The other Paper Mario games are quite slow turn-based battle system.
Yeah, I was watching Game
but
Explain's video of Paper 1000 Year Door, if it still holds up, and I'm like, man, that's that slow selecting different thing that turned me
I'm not
off.
saying it's bad. Like I like turn-based battle system, but I mean the ones in like Origami King, they only last like 30 seconds, and I'm really enjoying the twisting puzzle mechanic. And sometimes it really gets you to think. And if you mess up, then you're kind of like chewing yourself out a bit. But that's all I'm playing at the moment, really. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's making me smile. And we've lost juice.
I'm still here. I was just gonna do something real quick, but
Okay.
What about you, Retro? You playing anything?
No, same thing for me. A lot of Animal Crossing and Hollow Knight, because I wanna complete Hollow Knight before Silk Song comes out, and at this point, no, it could come out next year, but it could come out like in a week. And I finished the game already, but I'm at the final boss of the Grim Troop DLC now, who's fucking kicking my ass. Well, the like nightmare form of it, and it is so absolutely brutal. And I've been just doing nothing more than that and the third level of the Colosseum, the Fools thing, to get like
That's
all the
tough.
achievements and all that shit.
And Visor Grunt, that was funny. I was talking about Can't Be Mad, it's free, and he's like the Wii U Online. Ooh.
Yeah, I had to give him for that. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. What about you, Terrell? Other than Sonic 4, were you playing anything in the last week?
Oh God, I'm into.
Sonic,
God, that
So
game's trash.
let me set up the context of why that happened in the first place. So I was chilling on Saturday, and I got a gift from Steam, and it was from Lightning going, "Oh, I don't ever hear you talk about Sonic 4, so I wanted to hear your thoughts on Sonic 4." And I was like, it's a gift, so I might as well stream it. Also, because people like to watch people get angry on stream, so I just said, fuck it. So that's the reason why I went through that game. That game, that game is almost 10 years old now. It trips me out. I think that game came out in 2010 or 11. Game, fuck, I hate that game. Not as much as Forces, but I do hate that fucking game. So
Was that like a Wii exclusive or something?
No, it was for Wii, but it was also for PS3 and 360. And then episode 2 came out, and they didn't put that on the Wii.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
So this is my third time owning the fucking game. I own it on the Wii, the PS3, and now on Steam. Because if I wanted to play the quote unquote extra content in episode 2, I had to like have both games. So I had to rebuy it on PS3. Either way, game's fucking broken as shit. And I also played Smash for like a good 5 hours on Friday, and Minmin's pretty.
Have you
fun.
downloaded Min?
Yeah. Minmin's really fun. I like her, but it feels very different to play with her because her A and B attacks are essentially both punches. So it's like you have two hand attacks off two different buttons.
Thanks for the invite,
I
man.
like that though. I'm glad that they've done that. You
I was
want a
thinking
unique
the same
character.
thing.
Yeah, I like her. She's just different. It's just it's a different kind of play style. I've also taken a real liking to Terry. I just that might be a low key one of my other DLC.
Maybe you can
favorites.
kiss my ass.
You were pretty good with Terry when we still like 12.
Say what, Retro?
I said you've been pretty good with Terry when we still, invited us to play together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he just played by
God.
himself.
Yeah, that's why Terry can kiss my ass.
Because
Because of Terrell.
I didn't even do it. It wasn't like I was amazing with him. I still don't think I'm amazing with him. I just seem to like his play style a lot. Well, listen. If Juice was playing more fucking Smash Nights, maybe we would have more Smash Nights. God damn it!
Juice
Blaming
isn't the
me.
boss of us.
Blaming me. All right, T.
He's the leader of the podcast. I'm hearing that bullshit.
Yeah, I set up a time for us to do this, and nobody's around. On Saturday at 4 o'clock.
T's
This is
right.
why I
And
didn't
he done
blame
it. He
T.
done it early as well, early for me, and I didn't turn up. So I'm gonna make that change.
Yeah, because I tried to rush back from a family event, and you guys noticed you guys weren't even playing. I was like, well, I guess they didn't play. But T, what have you been playing?
I guess
For me, I don't play games. I just get mad about them not being enough on Nintendo. No, but basically my recent pickups like WRC and Horizon Chase Turbo. I've been mostly playing like, games that nobody cares about anymore, retro stuff. So, but yeah, some Red Faction Remastered Edition on Switch. Pretty fun game. Nicely.
Is that a remaster of the original game?
Hmm?
A remaster of the original game.
No. This is.
Was that
I guess this would
360?
be like Red Faction 3 or 4, and it's remastered because it's Mars. They're on Mars, so it's remastered instead of remastered. Yeah, really clever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fun. It's fun though. I don't really do missions. I just kind of destroy everything. So
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
have
like with
destructible.
THQ and shit when they did like the Definitive Edition and the War Mastered and shit. Like you can't just call it remastered,
yeah, that's THQ too. The
well, there you go.
yeah, they love to do that stupid naming of stuff. So,
All right, so we're
but
gonna.
yeah, that's it basically. I haven't gotten Paper Mario yet. I'm gonna get it tomorrow. Just haven't had time to go out and get it. So.
All right, and Robert, we're hoping will be here at some point.
Shortly.
I know he's been playing it, but yeah. So we got some stuff to discuss. I want to start with good old Jeff Keighley. I'm sure you guys.
Oh, do we have to?
Oh, that bullshit.
It's
I already
just
know where this is going.
it's just so funny to me. Like, I know they did him a favor, and he's probably trying to oversell things, but it's like the dude never played the Wii or the Wii U. He's loving the speaker.
Oh, he didn't. You know.
He's liking the fact that the controller music's different from the TV music. That's the first thing I noticed when fucking turned on.
I mean,
the Wii
that's
U.
just
2000 blowing in the mic, 2011 3DS. So him trying to sell that like it's some never been done before thing was laughable. But at the same time, or on the flip side, I gotta give Sony some credit for making this game,
copying?
which the game looks pretty solid. I mean, I probably wouldn't have bought it. A pack-in game that shows off all the features of the controller. I think that's something we all said Nintendo should have probably did with 1-2 Switch.
Very Nintendo.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's cool because that game looks like a Odyssey style game with also some 3D world kind of like gimmicks in it. So something I was actually pretty surprised that that's a pack-in game. Maybe it's only a couple hour game, but I was like, that's...
Well,
Go ahead.
But the thing about it is, with that, the thing is that 1-2 Switch isn't the best representation, but at least it does use like the Joy-Cons and all that really well.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were, fans like myself that said, why didn't they just put that as a pack-in digitally on everybody's Switch? That way everybody has it and they can really play with the functions and whatnot. And, you had certain YouTubers who were, no, they shouldn't do that. And, like, it was a bad thing to do.
Misrepresents, what the Switch is.
All the money they made by selling it separately.
Oh, that
blah,
too.
blah, blah. Like, what do you get from that? Like, what do you get out of that? Nothing.
The robot, what is it? What's that actual name of that
Astrobot.
game? Astrobot actually looks like... I mean,
Yeah, it's a fun... I played
the VR one actually looked really cool.
Yeah.
And, so I gotta give him...
Picking up the VR game. Yeah.
I gotta give him... I mean, it's that... we don't know what
They're
the system...
out-Nintendoing
The
Nintendo.
system could be $600 at, and then, wow, a $20 game. But at the same time, to actually go the extra step, not just to put some extra features in a controller, but actually put a game that highlights all of them built into the system. I really hope that means that maybe some of the developers will utilize some of those functions a little bit more, because didn't happen very often on the PS4. Gyro was only used that I know of in a few games, Gravity Rush 2, Gravity Rush Remastered, and I don't know if there's any other, honestly.
Didn't happen on the PS3 either.
The touchscreen is used in a few games. It's mostly used as a button. The speaker was actually used in Resident Evil 2 in a couple moments. That was actually really cool. Freaked me out the first time. I wasn't expecting. I didn't even know the PS4 controller had a speaker until something happened in Resident Evil 2. So I'm hoping that people will give that game a chance and like some of that stuff, and maybe developers will use it a little bit more. I know the like Naughty Dogs of the world aren't going to, but I just can't help but feel like kind of not happy, but I'm a little bit surprised that Sony's kind of carrying the torch of controller gimmicks, some of which Nintendo has given up on. Like they stopped doing the speaker with the Switch and the mic with the gamepad.
That's what I wanted to say, because I'm playing Animal Crossing, and your island is pretty big at this point, and sometimes a villager gives you a mission, you have to go to another villager, or there's a special guest and shit, and I'm like, let's say I'm looking for Rolf. On the 3DS, I go like, Rolf, where the fuck are you? And like the mic works, so in game he responds to me, and he there's a little bubble where he is, and then I can just find him. And I find myself definitely missing that feature on the Switch where I can just fucking call the villager, so I don't have to look around on my fucking island for half an hour.
I wonder in portable mode if they're, I don't know if the Switch has a mic actually, the tablet version. I know it has speakers, but I don't know if it actually has a mic. So anyway,
The Switch console.
The Switch console.
No, there's no mic on the Switch.
The Switch Pro Controller, I think, has it.
No, definitely not. So that's but first of all, if you guys
have a Switch?
No.
If I don't know,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm missing that feature isn't there.
Oh, we knew they ditched the microphone, the camera. It was all stuff that we would
we cried right away when we heard that.
Yeah, they gave up on the analog triggers after, I think they were the first to have them after one generation, and they had a speaker on the 3DS, the DS, or microphone, on I want to say the DSi at least, the 3DS and the Wii U, and maybe
they gave them a Street Pass, Spot Pass.
Yeah, so it's like, to me, I know some people were complaining that it's getting hyped over a controller, but I actually was getting kind of excited that at least somebody's, along with Nintendo, is keeping some of these controller gimmicks alive, whether they get utilized or not. I don't. At least
it's one thing for you to get hyped, but some of these Sony's fanboys, come on, like if you're getting hyped about it, you are frauding. I'm sorry.
I mean,
any of that stuff.
Those Sony fans are the ones that'll dick ride any little feature anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
But see, it's just because it's Sony doing it, not because of the feature.
And I would say that's one chink I'm seeing in Microsoft, the Series X, as far as hardware, is they did just play it safe with the controller. Again, I'm glad that I can use my Xbox One controller if I don't want to, I don't have to buy another extra controllers. Everything works, but they definitely stayed really safe with the controller. I would have liked to.
But there's a reason for that, though. Because even though all these people or whatever, this certain amount of people are getting hyped and acting like they're all, they don't care about any of that stuff. They just say, oh, this is something we have over the other guy. They're not going to use that stuff most of the time. Microsoft understands that their fan bases are not into that kind of stuff, even though, all these companies will come out with something, put it out like this is this cool new feature that really never gets utilized. I remember Red Knight said back in the day, I agree with him about the PlayStation Move, like fans being excited or hoping that Sony fans will get excited about it, because then motion controls would be an industry thing, because only when Sony does it, then it becomes cool and an industry-wide thing. So a lot of Nintendo fans are like, oh, they just copying, kind of hating on it, but he was like, and I was agreeing, was that that's a good thing that they do the Move. Hopefully it takes off, and that way we can have standard, motion controls and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember
luckily
that.
We still do, for the most part anyway. But
yeah, that's why I'm hoping that at least the stuff's there. I mean, the controller's probably gonna be $100 freaking though. If it truly has triggers that resistance can change depending on the game. Jeff Keighley wasn't very clear with what he was talking about. If it was just rumble, like the Xbox controller and the triggers, or does it actually have more resistance depending on what's happening in the game? If that's true, that would be really
What
fucking
they call
cool.
it something else? What they call it like
Dynamic triggers or something. It was weird.
adaptive.
Yeah. And it's like if it actually like if you're like trying to open a door and it actually fights you, I was like that'd have to be expensive to. They have to have a motor in there.
Like even Nintendo gave up on what's it called? I don't even remember what it's called
Plus
anymore.
T, you're starting to. Your mic's been crackling a little bit since in the last
I
few
don't
minutes.
see those controllers actually work like they're fighting back. Like you're pushing down the controller, and somebody's pushing down the
that-
controller,
I
and
don't-
then your
it's,
button shoots
it's
back
like
up. I
HD
doubt it's gonna be
resistance
like
and some
that.
shit.
I guess the only way it would have to be some kind of. I don't know how it would. Some kind of motor in there moving maybe spinning something to push against it a little harder, but it just seems like that would wear out.
And
To me,
do
it
you really
sounds
want
more
that
like-
with your controller? You want to relax with your controller. I don't have any faith really in Sony developers using the PlayStation controllers that much, because at the end of the day, we've had gyro controls for what's going to be now
Three
generations. It was on the PlayStation 3, on the PlayStation 4, on the Wii U. It's going to be on the PlayStation 5. And how much of gyro controls being used across the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4? Just gyro controls.
The touchpad,
true.
like Malik JC says.
Hardly nothing. If anything should be standard, gyro controls should be standard.
Exactly. But
That's
Should be.
as simple and as cool as it comes.
That is true.
it's still there's still a glimmer of hope as long as it is until they take it out of the controllers, and then we know it's dead 100% forever. But
Yeah, but it's like the same glimmer of hope that's been around for like 7
Retro Studios' new
years.
game.
Well, that's not really a glimmer of hope. That's a thing that people want to latch onto.
But
We already have Retro's new game.
Shut up, Retro. Did you make the game, Retro?
yeah,
I want to see your credentials.
I am curious though, because in Shadow of the Tomb Raider on PC is the first PC game that wasn't a Microsoft game to use the Xbox One's rumble in the triggers. So when you're swimming or when you're rock climbing, when the left arm hits the rock, you feel the thump in your left trigger. Same with the right. When you're swimming, you feel it go from left to right as she's doing, swim.
Do you pull the triggers to climb, or are you just keeping your hands on the triggers just because that's how you hold the controller?
Just when I hold the controller, but you feel the impact.
So you're not like climbing like.
I
this.
mean, yeah, you could
like
make
that.
it. You could do that if they wanted to, but just the sensation, it just adds that cool little detail that. And then there's a scene where there's a heartbeat in the beginning, and the whole
That's not
control.
fun. It sounds cool, but there's some game that did that, and I didn't care for it too much.
It doesn't do a lot.
Left to right.
It's
Like,
just
it
a
doesn't
little.
really
It's
affect-
just like
it
Rumble
doesn't
in
affect the
general.
experience at
I
all.
think it's a little more engaging to what's happening. It's not just a random vibration or rumble.
We had all that with the
No,
with the
I
Wii
meant like
Vitality
pressing
sensor.
triggers for left trigger to
Shut
right
up,
trigger.
clocked it.
Oh yeah,
Thinking
yeah.
it's-
You don't actually have to press the triggers, but you feel it.
No.
And then in racing games, you feel like as you're hitting the brakes around a corner, you feel that vibration, that pulsing in the brake, the left trigger, which is a cool feature. It's used in Microsoft's first party games, but this Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the only game on PC I've experienced that, and just that. I mean, it doesn't change the game experience at all. It's just a nice little addition that took me by surprise. And then in the intro, there's a heartbeat. I believe it's still. I think that's Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well, and it does feel like there's a heart beating in your hand. It's really well done using the extra rumble in the triggers. So.
I'm sure that was in like Trauma Center and stuff. I'm trying to remember Trauma Center when I was doing it. I mean,
Well,
like,
actually, Trauma Center also
speaker
used the
stuff.
speaker. Yeah, they used the speakers.
Yeah.
the speaker stuff. I mean, I loved. I mean,
Really good.
I think I done one of my very first videos was just like some of the Wiimote stuff. I loved. And man, there was nothing like when you were playing No More Heroes. The first time I heard the Wiimote ring, when Travis is being called on his phone. I remember putting the Wiimote next to my ear, just going, "Hello," like that and stuff. It was just, it can be really cool when that stuff is done well. I mean, at the end of the day, the Wiimote was perfect for that type of interactivity. You're not going to do that with the PS4 controller. So the PS4 controller needs doing something else instead of just calling out things. But if they can like marriage the rumble with the sound of the speaker in your hands, so the speaker's going while the controller's rumbling as well, then they do it well. And that stuff can be cool, for little gimmicks and stuff. We all like that stuff.
Yeah, because when it happened in Resident Evil 2, like I said, it took me by surprise. It's like asymmetric audio. The controller's doing just like it did with the Wii. The game, just the Wii U menu had two different. It was like harmonizing with one. You got the gamepad audio and your TV audio. It was like playing separate tracks to the same music, and it was just a really cool 3D audio experience. So I'm glad the stuff's there. I hope developers use it, and at least we get one game built in with the PS5 that's going to showcase that stuff, and maybe it'll create some new fans of that type of stuff, or maybe not, because just like Splatoon when that came out, gyro controls was barely used, if ever used, in anything. And now you have someone like me, who I would never play Splatoon without gyro controls. Once Doom added it, I would never turn them off in the Switch version of Doom.
Well, the irony is that Splatoon made you play with gyro. Like you couldn't really. You could turn part of it off, but you could never turn it fully off.
Well, you could play with the Pro Controller in split screen, 2-player local, and not have it at all. But as far as online,
turned the gyro off in Splatoon. That's the first fucking thing I did.
I thought it was the motion. There's some part of the motion controls you couldn't turn off in that game, where I think it was for either up or down movement you couldn't change it, but you could change it for left and right. I forget the specifics.
Yeah, no, that's right, because you would use the analog stick.
Yeah.
To turn one way and then the gyros to turn the other. Yeah.
Yeah, and it brought up an interesting thought in my mind, which was that sometimes you have to force gamers into a situation where they have to try something before they really appreciate it. But the argument is that we want choice in our game, so it's you want the ability to turn it off. So it was always an interesting thing to me, because I feel like some people didn't really start appreciating some of those things until they were in games where you couldn't change it. And then it became oh yeah, that should be an industry standard. But I don't know. That was just a thought that ran through my head about the whole thing. I just found that.
I mean, you don't know what you want until somebody gives it to you. A lot of times.
Yeah. I would say that was exactly how gyro controls in Splatoon was. I didn't know I was missing them. I didn't know I never wanted them or needed them, but once I got decent with it, I was like, man, this is a really good way to play.
I love the gyro controls in games like shooters. When I play Borderlands 2 now on Steam on my computer and shit, I take my Switch Pro controller and I hook the gyro up. On Breath of the Wild, I cannot imagine not pulling an arrow. But on fucking Splatoon, I put that shit up, because there's a difference between playing a game and aiming that you barely see it and going fucking this, I can't do that shit in Splatoon.
I guess because in Splatoon you don't really need precise aiming, considering the
too old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I played Breath of the Wild on PC the first time with the Xbox controller, I immediately felt the absence of the gyro aiming, and then I just had to look up how to get the PlayStation, which was, once it worked just like it did on the Switch. The Switch. Unfortunately, when I rebooted, I put a new hard drive in and I put a fresh install of Windows. I put my save files. I haven't tried to recover those, but I hadn't really used the emulator in months, so I'd have to probably do all that over, hopefully.
Oosh.
But anyway.
Oh yeah, Donnie always mentioned the 3D audio in Star Fox. I never noticed that.
Well, a lot of Wii U games actually had.
Oh yeah.
Had a cool.
A lot of Wii U games did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we all love the gamepad. It was being used, even if it was just a map or whatever. People were using it, man.
I was gonna say, because Juice, you said minute you play Doom without gyro aiming, you felt it. That's how I felt about what was it, Batman Arkham Origins. The minute they took all that gamepad stuff out, I was like, "This
Oh
sucks."
yeah, because you went from
my
Arkham
God.
City.
Give me back my gamepad features.
Yeah, you went
It's
from Arkham
trash.
City to that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that game already had its own problems to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, so we're talking about game Wii U. It usually pops up. You know, not every podcast, but we better not go down that train. We better not. So
No, we don't want to go there.
it'll be cool in 10 years. It'll be cool to everybody in about 10, 15 years. So
Oh man, remember the Wii U, the control. That's what would have been like a wow thing for me if PS4 or PS5 controller would have went all the way Wii U
yeah.
instead of using that useless touchpad. Put a little screen right there, Dreamcast style.
Hmm.
Like, that would have been cool to me. A little
They're
touch
not. They're
screen.
not. You know, they're not ballsy enough to do that.
I know, but
Well, let's
that would have made the controller cost like $100, but still, it would have been cool.
I have a theory about that whole presentation. I have a theory that all they did was send Jeff Keighley a controller, and then he reacted.
I have, hey,
He fake
hey,
reacted to it.
That would not surprise me at all.
Either that, or they gave him some kind of access to the game via his PC. I don't think there was any way there was a PlayStation 5 sitting in his house. I don't think there's any
No.
chance. So he was either streaming the game or just pretending that he was just holding the controller and they were telling him what was happening.
Because if he wasn't, why not just show why not show the system sitting in your?
Maybe
I
he
mean,
had-
they showed like it's
Because
not
it
like they're
wasn't there. It wasn't
So I don't
there.
understand.
Yeah, he could have at least mentioned, yeah, I got the system here, I can't show it. No, it was just, here's this controller. Oh, I'm playing it. No, I don't think you are.
Right. Something that seemed very suspect to me too.
Yeah, I think they sent him, somehow it was going through PC or his PS4 even. That could have been running on the PS4 somehow.
Well, Jeff Keighley has a lot of experience
Yeah,
pretending things are good.
I'm sure the controller
Right.
feels nice. I'm sure the control feels nice. I'm sure it's got some funky features, but man, still just a.
I remember Angry Joe was talking about him.
sticks,
What was that, Clocked It?
Oh my bad, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Go on. I finished.
I was just gonna say I remember when Angry Joe was talking about Jeff Keighley. He was talking about he said something like, "Look at that smile," and then they paused it on his smile. It's like that takes years of training.
Damn.
that big showman smile he has.
That's also because he hates him.
Well, he does hate him, but he's not wrong.
I remember he is, and he's not wrong, but he hates the shit out of that guy.
Oh yeah, he can't stand him.
Well, we'll find
Yeah.
out on Thursday if Microsoft's got anything up their sleeve here. I'm very curious
Well,
to
they said
see.
they're showing the campaign of Halo Infinite, which I'm still interested to see as much as I dropped off the series. I was talking about this the other day. At the end of the day, I played Halo all the way up to Halo 4. The only one I've missed out on is Halo 5. So I'm still quite interested to see if they can make a good Halo.
Yeah, because what we saw
Halo.
was just trash. Like maybe it was using an in-engine cutscene, but it was just like him waking up on a ship, or guy was talking to him on the ship, and then he left the ship like to go do something. It's like, all right, well, I know it's gonna be it's gonna be a first-person game, but I'd like to see what the art direction and everything's gonna look like, and if there's anything new about the gameplay and stuff. I'm actually intrigued. I'm not a big Halo fan myself, but I'm not hoping that it's terrible. If it's a great game, that would be good, because I would eventually play it. So I don't know what else, if they've talked about anything else they're showcasing. I haven't really
I don't
seen-
think so.
But
The ball is in their court.
yeah, I just hope they have
Shit to bed.
some stuff to show, actually games running, whether they're running on a Series X or a dev kit, just some actual games being played. So if they do that with Halo, that's cool. Maybe show us the operating system. Get ahead of Sony. Show us how everything's going
I
from
don't show it.
those four games you can have resumed at once. Show us how quickly you can go.
I tweeted that at the end of the day, the Series X has everything on its side. It's got the hardware, it's got the features. You love Game Pass. You got the backwards compatibility. It's
Smart
you know,
delivery.
as consoles come, it's got everything that you. So, how do you approach it as a gamer and a consumer? Do you then say, right, I get the probably the most feature-rich and better console. By how much we still don't know yet. Even though I don't think the PS5 is going to have that much really compete in terms of the types of features and backwards ability and how far off would that be? And then would a PS5's exclusives tip you over at the PS5 and what the Series X offers in terms of maybe lacking exclusives, although we still need to see what they're going to be doing with their new studios, and you getting that slightly better apps, just better in general system. It's going to be, I think, for me, it's going to be all about the games again. And even though even though I'm not a fan of the PS4 and I hated the PS3, the 360 had better exclusives, but the PS4 this generation just had better exclusives. So it'll be hard for me because I can't afford both consoles right now. It's hard for me to decide on which one I choose just based off hardware. It's going to be more about the games.
Yeah, and I think I was thinking about this earlier. It's like somebody was saying, I think it was Red Knight had a video coming up where it was like the Series X is a revolution, PS5's whatever. I forget what it said. And I'm like, I don't think the Series X hardware is a revolution. I think what they're doing around how they're distributing all their games with the smart delivery, with crossplay, which they've been doing with Game Pass, that's the revolutionary idea to me.
I think that's what he means. So I don't think
consoles for sure.
But I think the PS5, I think we're going to find out the PS5 is actually going to have more innovation to it as far as the actual hardware itself. You can see with the controller what they're trying to do. If the system has some innovative features, maybe some will be for the user to experience, maybe some will be on the back end for developers. It's going to be interesting to see, the two different approaches, and if Sony messes up with this, with the backwards compatibility, and we start seeing more GTA 5s and other games that are getting ported instead of just being optimized for the PS5 through backwards compatibility, then I think it's going to look pretty bad for Sony. I don't know if it's going to be enough to persuade people that are diehard Sony fans away, but the general consumers, the casuals, could be like, all right, well, I'm on Xbox, I can put in, I wouldn't say Grand Theft Auto, they might not add updates, but Microsoft's pretty adamant about games being backwards compatible, games being optimized for the Series X. If you put it in that system, you're going to get some benefits to it, and Sony hasn't really mentioned any of that. So now,
has the Series X controller been fully revealed?
No, Jeff hasn't played it yet.
No, they talked about it. The only thing that
they showed what it looks like, but
the only thing that stands out as being different is I think it has does it have an internal battery, or is there still a AA battery version? I can't remember. I want to say that
there's both. It could do both, can't it? So you could have the charge pack for it.
I'm wondering though if it comes with a charging pack this time. There was something I can't remember if it was.
Like it doesn't. I feel like it still has AA batteries.
I kind of feel like I was celebrating that it didn't, but we'll have to find out. I guess either way, I would buy a charging pack anyway. I don't use AA's. Even on my Xbox One, I bought this charging pack double.
What's wrong with AA's, man?
I just don't like having batteries around, man. I just don't like throwing them away. And
I use rechargeables.
Yeah, I got a rechargeable pack, and it was like $20 for a double pack and a recharger, and a charging station, and it's still working.
It's 20. Video game controllers should not use AA batteries.
That's kind of how I feel, but
I feel that way too. I'm being funny.
I don't think there's any new innovations that hasn't cut anything. I think the trigger rumble is still going to be there, but I just feel like they've said that it's I don't know if they fully detailed it, but I'm pretty sure it's just nothing new on the controller front other than like the screenshot button or share button, whatever it's called on Xbox, so you can quickly take screenshots. So you don't have to hit the home button and Y.
And maybe it's an environmental thing. Maybe just like they know that having, rechargeable batteries and everything, eventually we're going to be in trouble with all this, leftover garbage that we can't use ever again.
Exactly. So
Just toss it in the ocean like everybody.
Yeah, just go in the ocean.
I'm actually a little.
Take care of it.
I feel myself getting a little more excited for Thursday. I don't want to, I don't know what kind
What's
of
Thursday?
The
How's
Xbox.
happening Thursday?
Oh, is it?
So I don't know. I hope it's not that
See,
boring.
you saying you weren't excited?
I hope it's not that boring
really.
inside Xbox presentation. I hope it's not people on webcams. Like,
Oh,
find
we'll
a way
see.
to do some pre-record, some production value, and make it, flow nice and have some actual gameplay. I don't want to be left wondering, was that the game or was that a cutscene type shit? So,
We'll see.
but I'm not like expecting Perfect Dark and fucking what other
I
game?
am.
What other game was rumored to be somebody's making another? I think
Fable. I better see Fable. I better see Perfect Dark.
And
I
Halo
better see.
and Forza
My
and Gears
expectations are up
5.
here. I'm not with that fanboy stuff. My expectations are up here. I want to see.
I hope they have.
I need to see some stuff.
And would they announce the
I
price?
agree with I agree with T in terms of a new console launch. Your
And the
expectations
narrative
should
of
be-
Xbox One, what it's been like, you got to show some stuff.
All right,
bro.
so
Like,
you cut off.
yeah,
you
you
cut
gotta-
off. Clocked it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
I was saying
I can't hear you, man. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
mean-
I was just saying, in terms of, I agree with you in terms of a new console launch and with the Xbox coming off the generation that it's had, it should be with some serious shit at launch. Not just Halo. Halo's not enough anymore. I don't care what anyone says. Halo's not enough anymore. It's tired, and unless that new Halo does something fucking crazy, you need more. You need more, and you need some good stuff.
And I gotta say,
Unless you're doing
Antrite.
something big with Halo, something real different.
I want to say,
like,
what up to Antrite and I think that's how you pronounce that, Antrite 08. First time here, wanted to check out the podcast. So is it first time watching it live or first time you've ever seen this podcast? Either way, welcome. Lightning asked why my camera's reversed.
I've seen Antrite before.
My camera is not reversed.
It does look reversed.
yeah, it is. It is reversed.
I think we're all reversed. It reverses.
This is how it
when I'm
always
watching-
looks for me. I mean, left is left, right is right for me.
I mean,
But
like,
to me,
Zelda showed
does my Mario Sunshine writing look the right way to you?
Yeah.
no. If I watch it on YouTube, it looks reversed. But if I'm
Yeah,
looking,
I'm watching it on YouTube. It looks fine.
Oh, YouTube's reversed it?
Discord.
Yeah, YouTube
Or
reversed,
YouTube reversed it. Yeah.
What? Why would it
What?
do that?
because it's Satan. What? Sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah, like if I point this way,
Satan's on my side.
No, it looks the same.
Shut up, Retro.
It looks the same. I'm watching right now on YouTube. It looks identical to
No,
my
it looks
screen.
different. It looks different on mine. Like I'm pointing right now. I'm pointing left on Discord, but right on YouTube.
Oh yeah, Satan is on my side. Like mine is correct on YouTube.
What
Yeah,
is
yours is correct.
Yeah,
But-
mine's correct. On
That's weird,
YouTube.
'cause
Yeah,
I'm-
everybody else is correct.
On my dashboard, it looks identical to the Discord, what I see in on both
We'll
screens.
see in the playback. Just let it go.
That's weird. Anyway,
Yeah, it's not.
Lightning, it ain't important. Don't bring up unimportant things because we got a lot to talk about. So,
we
first
just
time
had a whole
watching.
discussion, man.
Oh, he
on
must
what?
know Lightning.
PS4.
I'm looking at YouTube here, and I'm looking at YouTube here, and they both have you flopped. Shoots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it always look. I'll have to check that out because it's looking the same
You're
as it did
sitting
last
there
week.
with a like Star Trek setup and shit.
So, anybody notice anything on my camera that wasn't there at the beginning of the podcast?
It's dirty. What?
Yeah.
So, did you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
plan this Mario Sunshine background thing? Or?
Yeah, what is weird?
Retro and Clocked It did.
And it's funny because I'm looking at both of your Sunshine boxes, and Juicy, yours is flopped.
Yeah, that's weird. It's normal in mine, so
Yeah.
it's weird. So I should hold up some writing or something and see if it's backwards for you guys.
Yeah, actually, I just realized something. Yeah, and when I look at YouTube,
Oh, it
the
is
only person
backwards on.
Yeah, on YouTube, Juice and me, I think are the only ones.
But this is how I always have my. Yeah, because Mario 3D World and Zelda in the background. That's weird, because I swear this is how it always looks to me.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But like on Discord, for me, Juice is normal and I'm reversed, but on YouTube, it's the other way around.
It's all
Okay,
messed
that's
up.
weird.
The system is fucked.
It's weird that.
We're all screwed.
And here's Robert. Let's see if his is mirrored.
It's Rob with gaming with me.
He's on the same side he's always on. So
How's it going?
I
How's
gotta
it
wait
going?
for the camera. I go wait for the camera.
I
to
swear,
show up on
all
YouTube.
my gaming stuff, my background is
No, he's
it's
normal.
always on the
it.
same side. But yeah,
Wait,
the
what,
writing
what,
is
what are you talking about? What
My-
happened?
my
Is there
posters-
a situation?
the writing is reversed, is mirrored on my
YouTube has
posters.
cancer.
What?
In my posters and
This is-
stuff, the writing is reversed on my camera, but it's the same orientation it's always been for me. So I don't know what's
Oh,
going
you're talking
on.
about your.
License.
What do you guys have? Sunshine going on here?
I like how Robert picked up on it immediately.
Get your box out. So
hey, I don't have pants on, so I can't really go grab my copy.
nice
I
to
feel
know.
like that's
Nice to
TMI.
know.
TMI.
So,
Actually, hold on. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go
Guys,
I'm doing it too. God dang it!
Get yours, Terrell.
I don't have it.
Why is this? I don't understand why this is mirrored.
Ah, Terrell.
I don't have the game.
I have to
What
look
do you
at
want me
like
to
my
do?
past videos from a long time ago. I swear, like this is
Exposed.
exactly how everything looked before. But anyway, Robert, when he gets
I
back,
have the greatest game of all
He said,
time.
Terrell said on his stream that he prefers Sonic over Mario. I was like, man, I switched it off.
That's it,
I
but
was like,
that's
I can't
but
listen to
you,
this guy.
I've been pretty open about that.
What-
What do you
I
expect?
understand.
Like,
what
that's not
Sonic
a
game
surprise.
though? What Sonic game?
What Sonic game?
Because Sonic 4 ain't
pretty
better.
much. All,
Nice.
well, no,
There it
I
is.
wasn't gonna bring up Sonic 4 anyway.
Oh, yours is
So
a player
dumb.
choice, T. That's
This is some dumb shit.
That's right, because I stole it. I sold my copy in it, and I went back and rebought. Player's
that's
choice
funny. That's funny.
This is so dumb.
So, Robert, Microsoft's shows on Thursday. Are you any anticipation for it or what?
I mean, it's games, man. Of course, I'm always excited. I mean, I'm excited. I'm the guy that excited to see EA do some stupid shit. Like I love to see in this E3 type shit, of course. And Microsoft. I mean, to be fair, Microsoft did buy whatever amount of studios, so they hopefully have a cool lineup that's going to be coming pretty soon. That I'm excited to hopefully try out.
Yeah, hopefully, a lot of hopefully's going on. That there ain't a bunch of 2022 or beyond games, that we got some 2021
Yeah, well,
games.
yeah, for sure.
Well, I think it's like Clock had said earlier. At this point, launch of a new console, you can't always fucking rely on the hype of Halo and the promise of like Gears in like 2 years. You need
Why
to
not,
bring it.
Retro?
You need
Come
to bring
on.
all this shit. But
Especially,
there's the sad part. Here's the sad part, though. Both Juice and T were like, I don't give a fuck whatever game is on there. I just want this PC box and shit. So I guess why not? That's true.
But I'm not the typical. I'm not who you have to sell it to. I'm not the typical fan. I'm just getting an upgrade. That's why I'm buying it.
yeah, guys like
You can't-
Mohammed are buying
Everybody
it.
to feel that way. I know most people don't.
I think Mohammed
So-
was buying it no matter what the hell it was. It could have
Xbox
been.
is the best box.
It could have been less powerful than the Xbox One X, and he'd probably still buy it. Maybe not. I don't know.
And
Maybe.
then they still try to sell it to you like it's more powerful.
Mohammed, what's the price where you're not going to buy the Series X in the chat? If there's a price point where you're like, yeah, I'm not getting it at launch. Is there a
Probably
And
number?
he's gonna say something stupid like 1,500 or something.
No, he'll probably say something like, "Oh, yeah, actually, that'd probably be it. If you're gonna be like 1,000."
If it's
like
over
1,000.
500, I'm gonna maybe reconsider getting it at launch, but I don't think it's going to be. So
I'm prepared. I'm prepared for 6. If it's more than that, you can go to hell.
$699 US.
I
Seriously.
feel like for me, it's like it could be. I don't know. It could be pretty up there. I'd probably still buy it.
Mr.
Be honest.
Robert
What's up
doesn't
in this
shop around.
Xbox
He just
days?
sees something and he buys it. He's like, I need a
What do y'all
PC.
have this free money?
The next day, I got a PC on order.
Well, at the end of the day, we're reaching in terms of performance and stuff, peak console now, where
Okay.
it's literally neck and neck with PC, if not better. So I think in the reality of things, you have to expect a chunky price. I'm expecting £450, which would probably be about $550 or something like that, right? I'm expecting a chunky price. And in reality, considering what they will be doing, probably not that expensive, but still expensive to say, I don't want to chuck £500 on a console. You know, it's still a lot of money.
But that's the thing, because what you're saying, like a chunky price, but to me, a chunky price would be like, I like it word, it's like $800-900. $550 for what? If it's more powerful than, you know, most current PCs. Most current PCs are really powerful. You're paying like over $1,000 for that shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like $550 to me, it seems cheap. I don't know. I'd be legit
but you do other things with that PC.
if it's around $500, but I don't know, man. This thing could go up to like 7 or 8. I think that's what I'm expecting. If they're putting all this shit in there.
Well, honestly,
I think it'll hover between 5 and 6.
Yeah, it's a game console, so people compare like, oh, the power, what it can do as far as, you know, what, you know, the equivalent PC would cost. But you can't do that because it's a console. It's specifically about playing video games on, so it doesn't have all the, you know, the extra bells and whistles that a PC has, and it won't be able to have all these outputs and inputs and, you know, the ability to change out graphics or all that stuff that PCs come with. So it's going to be cheaper. You know, you can't just look at it and say, okay, what can an equivalent PC do? But you can't really do that because you're talking
it's not a fair comparison.
Yeah, you're talking only gaming on a console.
Unless
and PC can do everything. So
unless you're basically all you're going to do with the PC, you know,
is play games.
Is play games and watch YouTube and stuff you'll be able to do on the Series X. I think there's going to be some cool features in there, like for as far as like editing video clips and stuff.
I was going to say you can do editing, whatnot. Then we're talking some different stuff.
Mohammed says 1,000 is the cutoff.
Series X, you think?
For the
1,000? Come on, man.
And he says he still don't know if he said he still probably get it with Halo. That's just
if it's 1,000. If it's 1,000,
you've seen something. You've seen something so far that's worth $1,000 coming from them. I haven't.
No.
But you gotta give them credit. I mean, let's be honest here. If let's say a Switch 2 comes out, you know, it's gonna have exclusively Breath of the Wild 2. It's only gonna come on that fucking thing. It's gonna be $1,000. We're all gonna pick that shit up.
No,
I didn't agree to that.
I'm not paying $1,000 for no underpowered.
Although Zelda's not a franchise that would make me do that in the first place. So that's not.
Now, if Nintendo put out PS5 level visuals with a new Zelda or Mario game and they were charging $600, I would gladly pay that. But they weren't going to do that.
I do that.
But
a big difference of 1,000.
Yeah, that's 1,000's ridiculous. Because I mean, honestly, yeah, you right.
But the thing is, they put that out, and then third-party games you have to look forward to is like Bakugan or something.
WWE Brawler. What was that WWE game called that they announced?
I couldn't see on par third party for that kind of price.
So I look at it a couple different ways because you can say 500's expensive. It'd be the most I'd ever pay for a system. I've never paid more than $300 for a system because it's never happened. So
in the PS4, you had a deal where it was
PS4 was $220. PS4 Pro was $300. My 360 was $300. I paid $300 for the PS3.
Paid $600 for my PS3.
I paid $200.
Who was the sucker that paid $600 for PS3?
The Wii U is actually the Wii U is the most expensive console I've ever bought at $350. That's the most I've ever spent. Was $380 after tax. That is literally the most I've ever spent.
Yeah, your money's worth with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I like the system, but when I look at in today's market with inflation and stuff, because the GameCube was $200, but I think with inflation and stuff right now it'd be like $320 or something in the U.S. Maybe closer to $300. I don't know. So you gotta just thinking of in the history of consoles, you know, that $200-300 price has always kind of been the point for me. But for $500, I am looking at it as, like I said before when they revealed the Series X, I can either go out and buy a graphics card for $700. That's gonna be about on par with what the Series X is gonna do visually, or I can spend $500 or $600 on a console that's, you know, I can hook. Like I said, I can hook up. I'll have it hooked up in my living room, gaming on the nice TV I bought and stuff. And I know, like, I don't have to worry. Games that come out for the Series X are hope, other than some third parties, are going to work well on the Series X, and I don't have to worry about upgrading or, getting a new CPU motherboard combo because I need to feel like my PC's kind of falling behind the times, and it's just it's a constant upgrade, not constant, but 3-4 years for the main stuff, and for the minor stuff, I mean a couple 2-3 years on some. Like, I've been putting just money into this thing, and selling my old stuff and getting a pretty good price for the old stuff. So, but at the same time, if I add up everything I spent from when I built my PC in 2013 to what I have now, I would guess I'm near $3,000 probably in that 7-year span of money put into the PC for what it is now, versus a console is a $500 purchase, and that gets you 5, 6, 7, 8 years depending on how long the generation lasts. So I think that would be a fair price, honestly.
I mean, I think a big thing that people also forget is that the PC has free online. I mean, like a lot of gamers are paying $60 a year, and so if the console lasts 6 years, that's another $600 right there. So you're really spending $1,200 on the damn thing, and that doesn't, Game Pass. Maybe you're buying Game Pass also $15 a month. Times that times 6, get into PC level. You know what I'm saying? You're actually at PC level.
I don't understand you gamers out there who want top of the line graphics, best visuals and frame rates and all that stuff, and they want to pay $19.95 prices for it. Like, nah.
To be fair, no one wants to spend a lot of money. I'm just being real.
You gotta come out the pockets if you want, these systems to do what you want them to do.
I understand it, but people want to be cheap. I mean, let's be real here. Like,
Remember the conversation about the Switch? Oh, I wish it was $149.99 or like. And so do I. But it ain't gonna be fucking $150. And it's like,
no.
It's like, I wouldn't expect the Series X to be $350 or $300. It'd be the same price as the Switch at that point, and it's like,
right? How is that possible?
There's just no way with everything they're doing. So
are we? I think we'll also. I mean, can we look at it from another point of view, perhaps, where, where gaming is going in terms of the masses? Now, I suppose this is where Nintendo went with the Wii. It's where they went with the DS. They give you a lower price, more affordable console, so general masses can build up. It's not every day that a parent or even someone just on a regular income, like myself and stuff, can, even though it's just a one-off purchase, even if it was, I haven't upgraded my PC in ages. Some people just can't afford to do it. You just stick with what you got for a while, and then hopefully in X amount of years down the road, you can get something brand new again for a few £100. Maybe it's why I always ask for console generations to go on for longer. I don't want the Switch to go away right now. Even though the Switch was cheaper, I still feel like you can get more money out of it instead of having to upgrade again after 4 years of release or whatever. I mean, we did have. I thought we had great value with the Wii, with the 360. Not so much the PS3 because the exclusives were crap. But the 360 overall for this price, what it done for this time, I don't think you can ask much more for that. That was a great system.
And it lasted 9 years?
The price of what it was.
The generation was 9 years.
What it lasted. But to go out now and spend, let's just say it was, a cream of the crop price, $600, $700 or $500, £600. That'll be me out of the game for a while, until it goes down, or
I'll be waiting for a price.
Finds a way to get it cheaper.
The only one I was looking at personally was PlayStation 5, and this is going to be the same situation because I'm not getting the discless version. I don't want the digital only version. I would want the physical version. Fuck the future. I live in the past, bitch.
You gotta play you want to be able to play your
retro gamers.
You want to be able to play your PS4 games.
Yeah, well,
yeah, right.
Off the list that we could possibly play, because supposedly it's not like all of them. It's like it's like a chunk of them. I assume that gets.
It's gonna be the ones you probably have.
Sell that Pro now, where you can get some good money for it.
Man, I don't even care because realistically, okay. Well, here's the thing: does that go for the PS5 too? Where if it's like 600, is it work? Especially since we know the Xbox is more powerful than it. Do we still hold it to that same standard where like, okay, Xbox is going to hover around 500 or 600? Does that mean that the PS5 needs to be cheaper just because it's weaker?
The Xbox is more powerful?
Yeah.
I thought the SSD made it more. The that SSD, yo. It's gonna do amazing things.
It's almost like we haven't had SSDs before. Like, but it's never been in a game console like this.
I'll say, even without
It's gonna be
SSD,
able to load worlds and stuff.
I gotta give.
We won't have load times anymore. The future is here, man.
They'll make games. Trust
You
me.
know, I'm laughing. I was when I turned on Paper Mario, I was like, "Fucking hell, this game loads fast." And I think I counted about 15 seconds from turning it on with the Switch menu. The game comes on, you press, and it goes into the game. I was like, well, "Come on." You know, when you optimize a game and you can get it to load, you know,
Well,
enough.
that's reading off
It's-
way
it's no
That's
faster.
trouble.
called
whatsoever.
effort. That's called
Yeah.
effort.
The
Which also-
Switch cartridge
also
is-
that same day, Ghost of Tsushima apparently loads really fast too. Like it's like 5 seconds or something like to.
Oh, with,
to
with
load
Oh,
the,
yeah, I
the
saw
fast
that, yeah.
travel they mentioned.
Yeah,
didn't
I
they?
did see that.
with the
It's like,
fast
it's like,
travel.
oh look, 2 games that came out on the same
And
day.
Last of
both
Us-
load fast without SSD.
When you die in Last of Us Part 2, it's about 5 seconds till you're back. So, it's
Yeah, probably.
with the Switch. I mean, the cartridges are inherently way faster than a standard hard drive. So that's why I was surprised by a lot of the Switch multiplats that didn't benefit from faster loading times, because just the technology itself should be guaranteed. But I don't know. I don't know what tricks they're pulling at the end of this generation. But like I said, Last of Us, the initial loading is it's a decent amount of time. I don't know if it's even a minute. It's probably more like 30, 40 seconds. But the original on the PS3 was about 2 minutes firing up for the first time or getting in from the main menu. So they definitely fixed some stuff. Let's see. I saw something in the chat. Hobbit on hold. Xbox got me sold on Halo Infinite coma material. I don't know what that is.
Off of what? What have you seen?
Coma? What's coma
I
material?
think Coma, because remember, like you don't
He's
even
like-
see Master Chief. He's like, oh, you're awake, Master Chief. Remember at the trailer? And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just like in a coma, Master Chief.
That was it?
And everyone was like, first gameplay of Halo Infinite. And it's just some dude yelling at Master Chief. Guy, you're awake.
Yeah,
There's a
but that's what I'm
cutscene.
saying. Like, what are you excited
Yeah.
about for Halo when you haven't seen anything yet? In my
Well, dude, they reveal it 2 days. or
well, no,
3.
that's fine. I'm just saying you can't be like, I'm so hyped for Halo in the moment, and you haven't seen anything from Halo, other than you're just.
I mean,
excited of a
well,
new
you
Halo.
can be, because
Halo.
I mean,
not
like,
like
Halo,
if it's
Nintendo
just
can
you're
say,
excited
"Oh,
for Halo.
we're dropping a new, Zelda," without us seeing it, and we be like Metroid. That's a prime example. All we saw was like this little graphic, and people went bananas about it.
The
And we still don't
prime
have that game.
example.
Did you just compare Metroid, Halo? Did that just happen?
Well,
No, I'm
well,
comparing
you know what?
fan bases,
I'm actually-
fandom for a game. Is what I'm comparing.
Well, Metroid Prime 2 and
I'm
Halo 2
shocked
came
at
out
it.
at the same time, if you
Okay,
remember.
okay.
That is true.
I'm
It came out
shocked that,
same day, didn't it?
Halo 6 hasn't
Same
come out
week.
in like before this.
Same week.
Hey, listen, if I want to play Halo, I'll just pull up my Steam account. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, you get that, yeah.
Halo won that argument too. Just saying.
And you're still buying, giving Microsoft money if you're.
Halo, Halo.
I gave
Well,
money
it's like,
on
I'm
Switch
giving
too,
the
but I'm
same
not
thing.
buying the
You're
console,
still
bitch.
giving Microsoft.
I think one day, Terrell, you're gonna be like your buddy Neo GameSpark, and you're gonna be making videos about how your new
Man.
primary console is the Series X, because
It will never
Right.
this,
happen.
this, and this.
I
That
would
would be
bet
incredible.
money. I would bet money that would never happen.
Terrell goes
what-
where the titty
Microsoft
goes.
do with the
Titties
big-
don't go to Xbox.
I'm just saying, if I want to play the best version of Sea of Thieves, I'm looking on the Steam store page. Ugh.
went
No, it'll be on the
thought-
Series
All
X.
Microsoft has to do
Microsoft,
is get a deal and make Sonic exclusive to the Microsoft, and
yeah, that's,
I would
that's
be
what I'm saying.
mad.
I thought Microsoft were buying
I would
Sega.
Yeah,
be
if they
mad.
buy Sega, what are you gonna do?
Hey, look, listen. You know how
Yeah,
people,
that's
you know how
true.
people always say
Yep.
that Sonic 06 is the worst game. I never played that game, and why? Because it was exclusive to the 360. Fuck that. I'm not.
Well, it was trash, so you ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time. At the time, I had to take.
But then again, you play a lot of
It was-
trash.
it was-
Sonic
I'm gonna
games,
write this
so-
down.
Hey, if you get your ass.
Wait, Sonic 06 is on PS3. It's only on 360.
Yeah, it's only on 360.
No, it's on,
Oh,
on
Sonic
PS3
06 is
as
on-
well. Rob's
It's
right.
on PS3 now. I don't think it was at
Yeah.
launch.
It wasn't
Launch.
at launch. It was at launch.
Well,
it
okay,
wasn't.
okay.
I'd rather play 06 than Forces or Unleashed or any of the other trash games. You know. It's
I
just-
Man,
agree
I'm
with-
sure. I haven't played.
Are you serious?
06 yet.
Those games at least
No, I'm not serious.
Those games are at
No,
least
I'm not
done.
serious.
No, you know what? I'd rather play
Yeah, I
Mario
would agree
Sunshine than any 3D Sonic game.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Nah, I don't know about that.
the weird thing is, it sounds like a low tier insult to Mario.
I'd rather play Sonic Adventure 2 than Sunshine again, bro.
Ooh,
I'll tell you that right now.
taking that W. I'm gonna take that Sonic W because it'll never happen again. It'll
But
never happen
this,
again.
this game right here, this is the best. This is better than any Sonic 3D.
Is that
adventure
Rabbit?
game. I don't know.
I'll just tell you like
Rabbit
this.
Go Home, yo.
None of my Sonic games are player's choice or best hits because I didn't sell them.
Oh,
I sold
Look at this
game
kitty
behind me
face.
here.
Look at this kitty face. That's a cute kitty.
This is pretty adorable, yo.
Is that a rabbit? Is that what Charles said?
Yeah, he's like,
If I try to do that with my cat, we are squirming all over the place
Dude.
and scratching it.
we like to see accidents.
Your cat look
on
crazy,
screen.
man.
Hey, yeah.
look at the tail.
Retro, why do you just have that? Retro, why do you have that?
What does he have?
Why do you have
Oh.
that on hand?
I
That
have
on
that.
hand, Retro.
I have
What the
that because when I was gonna go to New York and visit Robert, I wanted to buy him a French version of the game, and the one I originally bought didn't have the right cover or menu. I don't know, so I had to buy a second one. But I looked up gameplay. I had to test if it worked, and I couldn't put it down. I liked it, so I kept the other one.
I can't see it. What is it?
It's rabbits.
Oh,
So,
that means Robert would get his.
so we're
Yeah,
gonna talk
he lost
about
immediate interest.
the mini direct, but first I got Muhammad says he thinks Sea of Thieves is the game he will most return to on the Series X as far as backwards
dare you.
compatible.
How
I'm
dare
curious why.
Because he likes
See,
the game.
Is
Sea
it?
of
can like
Thieves
the
looks
game.
like fucking fun, man. That looks like a lot of fun to me. That's legit
Looks
one
like
of
it
the
could
few
be
games
fun.
that still attracts me to the Xbox.
I was hating on it at first, but it looked like it could be fun. It added some stuff to it, so
Robert, you have 2 copies of the game? What the fuck? Why do you have 2 copies of the same goddamn game?
It's
He
the
brought it in a
French
lot.
version and then the American version.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to the Great Man Retro.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So Nintendo, they did a direct on a Monday, but it wasn't a big direct. It wasn't a normal direct, which they still haven't done normal direct on a Monday or Tuesday. It somebody was right. They called a direct happening on the 20th. Where's everybody going? The fuck? Retro left. He left.
what happened?
You left, and now Retro's
We're
gone.
talking about the Nintendo Direct Mini.
Well,
so
it
they all
clearly wasn't my fault or our fault.
Yeah, we started talking about the direct mini, and you guys dropped out like fuck that.
Well timed. It was-
Discord wasn't having that.
So
Jesus Christ.
whoever leaked that last week was right. We had technically a direct, but we all knew Nintendo wasn't going to drop a major direct without a day or two notice. They only do these
Yeah.
no notice ones for minis and indie showcase stuff, and so they confirmed it this morning, and it even aired before they said it was going to, because like the trailer for all the games was up like at 9:59 my time, and so I didn't have high expectations whatsoever because of what it said. It was like their partners, so we knew it was going to be some third party. But even at the lowest of expectations, I expected like an update on Doom Eternal or fucking Silk Song or some of the EA games they announced, and nope, we got Cadence of Hyrule DLC, which that game's probably fun, but a WWE chibi game.
Trash.
It's the
Biggest
Playgrounds
announcement.
version of
That's the biggest
WWE.
announcement
Yeah,
It's probably better
Playgrounds,
than the official one though. Probably
money
better.
grabbing ass.
I bet it's better than the regular WWE games. I bet it's more fun, but
Probably,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, ain't like Playgrounds is all that great.
no.
So
That's also
I already
true,
knew
yeah.
T was gonna have some feelings. As soon as I saw Playgrounds, I was like, oh shit.
Oh, it was
and you know
from.
they're gonna nickel and diamond people with
Oh, I didn't realize it was tied to the playgrounds.
It's 2K.
Oh,
It's 2K.
okay.
Yeah, it's still 2K. Yeah.
Well, there was that free to play. I forget what it's called. Rogue.
Oh, Rogue Scar. Yeah, that's out.
Rogue Company.
Yeah, that's already out. And then
I heard it plays well though. I saw footage of it.
where's the crazy? I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure that's fun.
we've seen Crisis footage on Twitter. I mean,
no, that comes out in 3 days. That comes out. On
I
the
thought, yeah, I thought it was
21st.
coming this week.
why
wasn't
not?
that shown?
Why?
Why wasn't that in there?
What else? There's
That's
other
dumb.
games coming out. Apex Legends coming out in like September. I feel like there's a few more games.
Well, for EA, there's the isn't Place for Zombies coming?
I don't think that's
See,
been
they
confirmed.
said that, but I haven't seen anything on it, and I don't
Oh,
know.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe it
Has
was
that been
early.
confirmed? I don't think that's been confirmed yet.
But it's like they said they're gonna do more of these this year, and I'm like,
No, Plants vs Zombies is confirmed.
Oh, is it?
but
Oh,
they
I
didn't
yeah,
show
I thought it
anything
was- I
yet,
don't know.
right? They didn't show any footage or
No,
anything.
no, they ain't
No, they haven't shown anything. No.
But I just don't understand.
Then
I don't understand what Nintendo's thinking. This and then it ends with two 2021 games. One's a HD remaster, and the other's Shin Megami Tensei 5, which was announced 3.5 years ago, and still no gameplay. It's like I just don't know what they thought this was worth putting out, and not putting this with something else to kind of be some filler games to fill out a bigger direct or something. I just don't understand it at all.
Brian,
I don't
a lot of people.
hate that, you know, I just hate that they call it direct, even if it is a mini, because it's like Shin Megami Tensei. That could have been a video on its own way later in the year, because the games aren't coming out till next year. So that didn't need to be shown right now. And
Can you guys hear me?
you got no,
Yeah, we can.
you got no. They didn't give us any release date or anything for 5, which is the one I care about. Because I played 3. I mean, it's a remaster that's great and everything, but it's a game I already played. So it's like that could have been its own thing. Did we really need DLC for Cadence of Hyrule to be in a direct? Like, no, that should have been a little video on its own
And it was
by
long.
itself.
It was like 2.5 minutes.
2K, like that, they already shown that game. Like, we already know what's like. It's not like it's a surprise game coming to the Switch. We already know this. Like, why are they showing this? I didn't.
and it's almost like you don't know their damn audience based on
That's
that.
what
Like,
that's what I said. Yeah, I made a video earlier. I haven't uploaded it yet, but that's what I said. It's like they don't know the audience at this point. They seem really out of touch.
To be fair,
For me, it was more. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I was
Trell.
gonna say real quick is that a lot of people said the Japanese direct was better, and part of the reason is because the Shin Megami Tensei remaster actually is coming out this year over there. It comes out over there in October. There was a couple more games that I think, like the Altaria Ryza game, has a sequel that was brand new, but for some reason was only shown in the Japanese one, and they got like a couple extra games. The Japanese one seemed more worth it in the long run. The American one, I have no idea why they didn't even, unless there just isn't any updates. I don't understand what the point was.
The stupid thing about that shit, like Atelier 2 and the one I'm looking forward to, Sakuna and shit, is that
Yeah, that was the other
Is
one
that-
too, yeah.
it's like seconds after that, Nintendo of America did post English trailers for it and like the games and the bugs and shit. So they showed
That's exactly
anyway.
it. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that's it. It's like you already cut up trailers separately and put them on your YouTube. Why didn't you just do that to begin with and not have a direct and call it a mini direct? Like
And imagine
because they do all the time. They do that already all the time on Nintendo's channel. So
'Cause
why
now
did they make this together? Because none of this really flowed together. It was like
no, it was weird choice of
last minute they
games.
said, "Oh, let's make it direct because the fans want a direct." We don't just want the concept of a direct. We want a good, solid
We
direct.
want to know what's coming. This and I just don't. We don't know what's going on with some of the development, but like, if you were like, let's say a casual fan stumbled onto that video, looking, third-party games, all right, what's coming to Switch, and seen that video, like, that's a fucking joke of a lineup for considering what we've gotten this year. You know, they got the collections of the BioShock. There's some decent older games and some collections that have come out this year, but as far as all the people touting this great third-party support on Switch,
Make it look really bad.
it's like, where is it? If you're spitting there spouting off how the third-party support is on Switch, and you watch that, and are you still saying that? Like, we know there's other games coming, but why wouldn't you show them? It just felt like
That's something I don't like when people say, you guys is like 8 minutes something, but they're going to do more of these. Yeah, you could do another one next month. It doesn't change the fact, like you said, that there weren't real, like, big games. You got, like, the fucking wrestling game and shit. And here's the thing. It's like our version was 8 minutes, you know, that's the one I saw first. I'm like Robert. I don't care if it's EA or whatever. I like watching these gaming things. I'm sitting down, I'm putting my drink there. Oh, I missed like half the first trailer or whatever, you know. I didn't get it. Anyway, I'm sitting there. 4 minutes go by. And the guy also says, and now we show our last game. I'm like, I just fucking sat down. What do you mean last game? It's 4 minutes. 4 other minutes of one other gaming shit. And then they show a remaster. It's like, come on.
I think if it was the Japanese one, I probably wouldn't really be as annoyed with it. I mean, it's still not a lot of games and it's still weird, but being a mini, I would have been kind of like,
At least it's 12 minutes, like, because a good direct is what, 24 minutes to an hour and a half or a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good size direct, usually like a really direct. So if a mini is half that makes sense. It's a mini. So, but we didn't even get the 12 minutes. We got 8.
And I don't understand what. And it's such a weird amalgamation of games too. Like you fucking.
Yeah, it was so weird.
It's the weirdest.
I think it's I find
Really,
it...
like you bring up such a good.
Go on, Rob.
No, you got it.
Okay, I was just gonna say I find it a bit. I don't know why I find this one a bit worrying. This direct mini, I think it highlights something that we've kind of discussed before and all be worried about. And I think you can also see now how the Switch is still reeling from the effects of the Wii U and how it's always been reeling from the effects of the Wii U, because in terms of developers, what they do and what they put on console. Now, if we look at Shin Megami Tensei, that was first revealed when the Switch was first revealed in Japan. Same as like around the same time like Dragon Quest 11 and stuff. Dragon Quest only just came out years after they came out on the PS4. Shin Megami isn't even out yet. So those two games were most likely either not in development for the Switch at the time, or Nintendo just spoke to them and just said, "Are you guys going to commit to the console?" They probably said, "Yeah, we'll do this. We'll get it started. Give us something." And then even from there, all the third-party stuff that we've had has mostly been old ports and a few little unique exclusive that we've had in smaller projects. Even like Bravely, even Octopath Traveler, that was a small project. Yeah, all the stuff from Square, small projects. All the Final Fantasy they've ported, just old Final Fantasy crap. Yeah, we haven't had any like brand new Crystal Chronicles like we had on the Wii. They've just given us a new Crystal Chronicles without any land play, for God's sakes.
That was a weird exclusion, by the way. But go ahead.
Capcom aren't on the Switch. Namco aren't on the Switch. Konami aren't on the Switch. I don't care what people say. They ported this, they ported that. That's not third-party support for the modern-day console.
Nope.
Not third-party support for a modern-day console. So, and what we're seeing as well now is that it's like we haven't seen Doom Eternal. And what other ports are we going to get from third-party developers? I'm starting to think that they're thinking now, we fucked up the beginning. Let's port some of our back catalog, forget the new stuff, and let's just move to new consoles. And the Switch could have its life cut short.
Yeah.
In terms of the type of support that we will get from third parties. And it's mental because you have the fastest selling console history. Every person in the world hyped wanting to play it, and the developers aren't there. And they could just leave. And we could end up still just getting these same old trash ports. Not trash ports, but the same old ports that we have been getting by generation. And I think this Direct Mini, the fact that they had nothing to show. Don't people might say, "Oh, they're Shin Megami." No, they had nothing to show.
And
nothing
it makes you wonder why they felt
whatsoever.
the need. Robert, were you going to say something? Did you forget?
Forget.
All right. Well, I'm gonna read a tweet here.
Sorry, Rob.
This is
No, it's fine.
this is the, we're sitting there kind of calling out Nintendo for what we've seen. And this is another person's opinion. To be honest, we can probably expect another Direct very soon. Nintendo is probably waiting for Microsoft to show its hand first, since Sony has. And then you have a bingo gif, and then a reply. Exactly, Nintendo is showing all the signs of a company that is laying low, watching and preparing to come with something big. These minis are just filler until they are ready to really come out with whatever they're working on. So what was going to be at E3? This mini bullshit?
I kind of feel like, you know what I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong. This feels weird that I mean, this is kind of doomed, but they're talking about like 2022 is probably the next console, right? I mean, very likely it's looking like that. And the last few big games might be Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, and for Nintendo wise might be that might be it. And like you'll still have other titles, but not like in terms of that scale. I don't think you're gonna get any more. I think that's it. We're waiting until the next. I think sounds crazy, but I think we're waiting until the next console for like new huge Metroid Prime scale titles. I think that
they don't have to have huge titles. Just keep doing the Paper Mario size games throughout the year.
I agree.
And one big game a year, like an Animal Crossing.
Like some Mario Sluggers and Strikers.
One a year. Think about
stuff we did on GameCube.
Fuck off.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Is that one a year is next year. Breath of the Wild, 2022, Metroid Prime 4, new console. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, I don't think Nintendo's laying in wait, because E3 would have been a month ago.
Nintendo doesn't care about that shit. They're not laying in wait for anything. They don't care about that.
Thank you. You know what's funny? Is these people would be saying the same thing. Oh, Nintendo doesn't care about the competition. If it was something like, that made, that would have benefited Nintendo. Like say Nintendo, came out and, like obviously the Switch. The Switch, when it came out, it was like in the middle, not middle, but later. And Nintendo can do that because they don't care about the competition. But when Nintendo looks bad, they're just waiting to see what the competition does. What? You can't have it both ways. Like,
yeah, they don't care about the competition.
When you're trying to make excuses for a bad, Direct.
And it's just like I said, a month ago would have been E3. What the hell were they going to show us a month ago? What changed where they're like, why wouldn't they show us it now if they were going to show us it a month ago?
Maybe they just really weren't confident in terms of the release dates,
It's like that whole saying, wait to E3. Well, E3 is bad. Wait to Gamescom. Gamescom is bad. Wait to Tokyo Game Show.
I think it's like this. I think, for example, Paper Mario would have been at E3, but I think Nintendo had some games they were probably going to show, maybe some CGI shit, I don't know, and they're like, you know what, there's no E3, let's just keep working on these games. Let's not show this half-assed, let's not show the CGI trailer, let's just keep working on that. That's
true.
But they're not saving like a complete fucking Breath of the Wild trailer, that they have fucking ready for like 3 months from now.
Yeah.
No. I think the only thing that I think is weird, and I think Paper Mario was an example of that, is that they've gotten way more like, let me wait until almost the bare minimum before I start throwing out trailers. Because Paper Mario was like a month in advance.
It was 2. It was exactly
2
months.
2 months in advance.
Was it 2 months?
Yeah. So
exactly.
So if they announce another Paper Mario like game September 20th, would be its release window, which is, that's starting to get into the holiday season, and we don't even know. So every week that goes by gets you closer and closer, unless they could do a shorter time in between announcement and release. But even like Mario Maker 2, I think was like 2-3 months. Paper Mario was 2 months. Are they going to do a 1 month in advance announcement, or is the next game coming in October?
The only thing is that,
I wouldn't mind that personally, but
the other thing I thought was interesting, and I kind of, and realistically, I'm not really as like offended with this Direct, and only for a couple reasons. The main thing is, one, for God's sake, they didn't even tell people about it until like midnight. Like for Easter,
because they knew it wasn't about nothing.
They knew it wasn't.
They knew it wasn't about nothing, so they didn't even do like a live stream.
Well, remember the Treehouse where they had to throw that disclaimer out because people got hyped for the game Way Forward was making. It's like, this is another misfire. 2 in a row now.
Robert, you said something that just scared me, man.
All right, go.
You said with their marketing stuff. I don't know what they're doing. It's all right. I just saying that it's just something messed up. I don't know what's going on. You know, their communication is not great. It's something really weird going on, and I think adding in the whole third party situation, and you know, and all this, and you know, coronavirus, and just all this stuff. It's just a weird time to be a Nintendo fan. Weird time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I'm just gonna say
go
what
ahead.
Robert said. Like, you know, what if he's right? What if Metroid Prime 4 is like the last big Switch title from Nintendo? Like, and would you be content with what you've gotten on Switch from Nintendo
I think
overall
it depends
when it's all
on
said and done? Looking at
if we're
N64's library, first party, second party, looking at GameCube, who's already, you know, that sold twice as less than what the Switch is right now. Switch is going to destroy it. You know, it's already destroyed it, but it's going to do even worse. It'll probably, like I said, I think it'll beat the Wii. But I don't know anymore if Metroid Prime 4 is all they got left from first party standpoint. Like, if that's it, man, like, and you look at, again, no handheld in the way. You look, you know, people get mad when I bring this up, but I look at Nintendo, you know, based on what they've done. And if we end up with the Switch and that's it, as far as like big titles from them on the Switch, and that's the problem with the third party thing. Is like, I don't mind, like, I don't care that, you know, Nintendo doesn't get all the third party and none of that. Like, I buy Nintendo game or Nintendo consoles for Nintendo games, but my problem is I don't feel like I've gotten enough, or especially what Nintendo should have put out at this point from their Nintendo console. And then you look at the third party situation, which is, like you said, old ports from last gen.
Because here's the thing, because a lot of people, they're saying, like you said, you know, like Juice, like, I don't give a shit about fucking Animal Crossing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like fucking almost 800 hours in, like, I'm having fun, but I was watching this direct, you know, whatever, and after it was over, and people were like, yeah, Shin Megami, I'm like, yeah, but we saw that like fucking like 3 years ago, like, even if I would, like, there's like nothing there, so I totally understand that void of just being like, yeah, but there really was nothing, and there is nothing coming up. Like, it's like what Juice often said, like, at the very least, it's great to have something to look forward to that's coming, but, you know, there was just nothing there. And even if I had seen even if they had the original Japanese record, like the 4 extra minutes with like Sakuna, which I've been waiting for that game for a couple of years now and shit, you know, but even if that was there, I would have been like, yeah, that's cool, but that looks like the exact same trailer we saw, like, you know, E3, like, or the Treehouse like a year ago. Like, there's nothing really there, and I don't want any excuses like, but there's gonna be more directs or delaying. Wait, like, no, there was nothing, and that's that.
And are you excited for the next one based on this one? Like,
well,
go ahead, Robert.
Exactly.
What is your plan at the end? You're gonna throw all this stuff at us at the end, and while you have two companies launching new systems, is that a smart plan? You know,
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's. I don't
they
think
do
it's
care about competition. Wait, I'm confused.
Well, Robert's been trying to say something.
Sorry,
Right.
Robert.
Well, I just think that with, like, let's say it was, those are the last two, you know, they announced it so many years ago, Breath of the Wild, Metro Prime. I think it really just depends on what the other titles would be.
Yeah, well, I
throughout
think
the
we'll
year,
get
you know?
another 3D Mario game for sure. I kind of feel like.
I don't know. I think they could be
I don't
saving
know
that.
about really
I think
bad,
they could be saving
but-
that for next. I think that could
I
be end up being a
don't
launch
believe
title.
we're gonna get another
I think
3D
that-
Mario.
I'm predicting that's a launch title for the next console, and that will sell.
that
You know,
would be
they're
smart.
and
in my
the reason why
opinion.
they say it's like this is the first 3D Mario since Mario 64 to launch.
With the Nintendo console launch.
It's
I
gonna
think
be
they
like,
could
oh
put out-
shit.
I think they
It's
could put
gonna
out
be
a 3D Mario game this year and then have one ready for the Switch 2 and 3 years later.
I doubt
They
it,
can.
personally.
I think they're working on. I think.
What about Nintendo has shown you that in the last few years? Like, I don't.
Well, their
I
3D
think
Mario
Robert
games,
might be right.
their 3D Mario games in general are usually a 3-year gap, unless there's a like the end of the Wii's life. You know, they waited for. They must not have started it right away because didn't make the Wii U launch, and then I guess it was 2013 till 2020. Yeah, but you know,
We're
then we got.
definitely gonna. I just wanted to say
There should have been a second Mario on that.
we're definitely gonna get a 3D Mario with the next Nintendo launch. We're gonna get fucking Odyssey remastered.
Oh,
Well played.
So,
Okay, I'll put it this way.
But that's you know what? Seekar in the chat, he said, "Where's Mario Kart 9?" Dude, if they launch a Mario Kart 9 with the console,
Yeah,
that
launch
Oh,
would
no, they
it.
will, dude.
Mario Kart 9 died by the
Pikmin
end of
4.
2017.
Where's Pikmin 4? That's coming out soon. So
That's gonna be on launch of the new console, bro. Everything's on the launch of
So-
the new console.
who, Terrell? Were you gonna say something?
All I was gonna say is that for me, I wasn't as like, I don't know how to describe. I guess I wasn't as panic mode or like concerned about Nintendo's E3. I mean Nintendo's like rest of 2020 based off of this direct. And I don't want to discredit the SMT stuff because I get it. Oh, it's a game that we've known about for 3 years. Motherfuckers would change if it was Metroid, then the situation would flip. Even though people would still say, it's a mediocre direct. Oh, people wouldn't mind as much because it's fucking Metroid. The problem is that SMT is a franchise, as much as I hate to admit it, it's pretty niche. Like, hell, their spin-off series make more money and sell more now than
the spin-off series is the main series now.
But like, but realistically, SMT, I think I don't want to take away from it, I guess is my whole point. And I think, but I do want to recognize that the issue is that both those games aren't coming out until next year.
Yeah,
So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say SMT is not the problem. I don't think anybody thinks SMT is the problem because the problem is that we got nothing new from that trailer. You know, if they would have showed something cool and new in the trailer, then
Gameplay. They want to show gameplay.
I mean, Kojima showed Death Stranding and released it in the same time frame that they announced Shin Megami Tensei 5, and then just showed the CGI trailer 3.5 years later.
Yeah, that's like, even if that was Metroid, like, I think everybody's pretty frustrated with Metroid Prime 4 because the waste of time.
Yeah, if they would have, they showed
Bandai
some bullshit CGI cutscene stuff with Metroid Prime 4 next year or something, I'd be like, what? No, don't even show it.
I personally think people would be more forgiving because it's Metroid, not necessarily.
We haven't seen anything.
I don't think
we
so.
haven't seen anything from Metroid.
We wouldn't, but I guarantee you.
Oh no, not we. But I'm saying, like, I think the general public. And I even posted a link in the fucking Discord earlier that people were so mad with the fucking direct, they went and review bombed like all the SMT games.
Yeah, and also that's so fucking stupid, yo.
That's insane.
That they review bomb.
You know what sucks about that is that they literally tarnished, in all reality, that franchise image. Because now, when 5 years down the road, when someone wants to buy a Shin Megami Tensei game, they look it up reviews. All they see is bad reviews for every single fucking game.
This is why you
user reviews.
And all the reviews are gonna say this fucking direct was only 8 minutes. Stupid game.
Yeah, and stupid. But that's why I always say user reviews are the most pointless section of anything ever. Like this, if you want a user review, look up a YouTuber that is small and you can watch them.
Somebody that reviewed the game, but
maybe someone who has a banjo as a theme song.
All right, so let's.
The artisan in the comments section mentioned Pokemon Snap, which I forgot about. And even though I will play Pokemon Snap, I'm like,
that's like a budget title.
Can you imagine that was their big holiday game?
I hope not.
After this year,
I like Pokemon Snap, not that much.
Imagine.
That's not a November. I mean, that's not going to be the game.
That's going to sell gangbusters, dude.
I mean, it's still going. No,
I'm going to sell.
I'm not going to take away from its selling. I'm just saying, like, it is not a big enough game to justify that.
I get, yeah, for sure.
But that along with Pokemon DLC, son.
Well,
however, I could see it being a December.
That's
you
it.
know how
And we got
We're done.
And they got Mystery Dungeon this year, so that's like 3 Pokemon games in 1 year. That's
God,
a banger.
that's true.
I forgot that game came out this year, honestly.
It was January or whatever.
sold $1 million already.
I want to see if there's going to be in their fiscal report.
I don't care how well it sold. It's trash.
I think. Well, that's just because you just don't like it. All right. People like that game, all right?
It wasn't worth 60. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, I mean, I don't care about that realistically. All I'm saying is I won't be as concerned about their 2020 until they put out like a first party direct, and we get like nothing.
I mean,
to me that's tonight. The fact that they were very open about the fact that this is the third party third-party partners. Now, granted, third party has always been weak, so I'm not.
But that was.
that doesn't.
They were open 5 minutes before the direct about that. Like,
Did you expect the
no,
third
no.
party to
have you
be?
not seen? Have you not seen the plethora of Nintendo Direct? What do you call them? Prediction videos. Nobody was expecting it to be a mini, and so
No,
by
of course.
we found out it was going to be a mini. That was a disappointment, but it was too fast. And then we found out it was going to be a third-party mini. So all that,
Showcase.
all that excitement
Well,
just.
yeah. In terms of what people expected versus what we got, man, shit. It's like someone set fire to a church.
All right, let's.
Well, you think about it, we apparently No More Heroes 3 comes out this year, right? That's
Yeah.
third party. Why
I'm
would
hanging
that
on
be?
to that at least.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's just so many. Like if the
The
next.
fact that I was teased in another stream, that was teased.
the
in
Devolver Digital.
But what
Yeah,
if?
I don't think that shit. I don't think Nintendo really had that shit ready. But then it brings up the question: why even make it a mini at that point?
Yeah, they shouldn't. This was.
I was having this little debate on Twitter earlier about the word niche with some titles, and we used it again just now with like Shin Megami, and I think the word niche is probably a bit too harsh for Shin Megami. The Tensei is a long running series, it's a mid tier series.
It's a hardcore ass JRPG.
game, but JRPG wise, man, if you're into JRPGs, you know that game. You want to
No,
talk
of
about
course.
niche, and talk about No More Heroes. But then I threw out a picture of Bravely Second, Bravely Default 2. I said you can consider that niche. How many people have played the Bravely series on 3DS? Not that many, I bet. Compared to the Shin Megami Tensei series, so sometimes the word niche can be used.
I feel like
Yeah, a little bit too.
I think
loosely.
at least when
Too
I use it,
loosely
I'm more.
sometimes.
I mean it in the sense.
Yeah,
of
you gotta
like
put it
the-
in context. When you say
in
niche.
the
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
general
why I said
public.
about Animal Crossing.
The general
That genre
public
is
don't-
niche.
Yeah, genre wise, I agree with Animal Crossing. It's niche, but
Yeah.
the series itself.
The series isn't.
I mean, I think when I
Mainstream as hell.
at least when I use it, it's always in the sense that the general public doesn't really care about Shin Megami Tensei. The general public does. Now, gamers, in especially
The general
RPG,
Oh, damn.
public don't care about No More Heroes. The general public
Well,
don't
yeah,
care
that's
about
true,
Bravely
too.
Second,
got to talk.
I mentioned like the Mana series. The Mana series goes back to the SNES and stuff. I was like, people will call that niche. I don't think it's niche. It's just that the general public don't care about it. It's
Right.
it's a double A series now.
And we have some good a good point here. Nintendo's new president doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing, and he was a marketing guy. Doug Bowser was the guy we were propping up with all the improved marketing of the Switch.
Sure, right.
He becomes the head of
who? Where's Doug? Doug is nowhere. That's
Nintendo of
where-
America, and all of a sudden their marketing just dies.
It's in the bunker.
I don't. Yeah, Tomb Raider's been rumored to be coming to Switch. Could be in the next Direct Mini. Yeah, keep hoping,
Yes,
dude.
it's-
Keep hoping.
So was Metroid Prime Trilogy. That's been rumored too. Like, what does that mean?
Where's the trilogy, yo?
I
That
just,
shit's been. Oh man.
I kind of like Retro's
It's been
idea.
rumored.
They've given up on that now. It's a 3D Mario trilogy that they want now. They've given up on Metroid.
It's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
rumored
yeah.
that I smashed Halle Berry. It's a
All right.
rumor.
So we got some questions.
It is a rumor.
We got some questions here relating to some stuff we've talked about. So, Dave97 asked if these Mario remasters or ports are true and they are sold separately, what can Nintendo add or fix to make you rebuy Super Mario Sunshine? What price should it be? That's an appropriate question. 'Cause-
I'd probably like one day buy the Sunshine, regardless. Like I won't buy it at launch, but like one day I'd probably pick it up anyway. Like they don't have to really. They just have to, it'd be bump up in the resolution, and I'm probably
fix
there.
the frame rate
You
at the
don't
end for sure.
You don't need to add anything to perfection. Just maybe some upgraded visuals. I'll be happy. Perfection, you don't touch that.
Make the final Bowser fight run above 10
Unfortunately,
frames.
Sunshine isn't perfection, so you need to do something.
I need more than 10
man,
frames
I
per
love the last
second.
Bowser fight. It's so good.
It chugs so
So
hard,
good,
man.
and
Oh, that frame rate went to sleep.
I mean, we're talking
Oh, it did, yeah, that
2002.
frame rate looks
Get outta
pretty
here.
bad. I've seen videos of it.
I didn't even think about, like, obviously I noticed slowdown, but that, to me, that I just was so blatantly obvious that game wasn't finished.
That's what
When I was
happens when you
playing that-
rush a game.
And I was like, I was just remember thinking, this is not Nintendo, like, with the whole 8 coin, or the blue coin thing, and then the final
The
Bowser.
first
Yeah,
time
it's
hearing
not like
Bowser
Korok.
talk, the first time you hear Bowser talk when he's talking to his son, stuff. You know, he's just like, "You're not my mom, it is he, Papa." So, you know, I was in tears. It's
Yeah, there
brilliant.
are great things in it. That's not to say they're not. There are great moments and great things in that game, but it's not what we expect from Nintendo as far as.
Well, exactly what I was expecting from Nintendo.
It's, I mean,
Had a catchy tune.
you can say whatever, but we all know the game was rushed and content was cut,
Hmm.
and that's not how Nintendo likes to operate. So, same thing happened to Wind Waker.
Maybe they would
unfortunately.
flesh it out a little bit. Maybe they'd add some cut content or
Yeah.
something. But either way,
That'd be, you know, I'd be all in.
I'm not paying
I don't
$60
really-
for it though.
I don't really look at this shit like, just like with Joe's Massacre. I don't think, I don't look at what's not there. I look at what's there. And Mario Sunshine had enough fucking levels, so much to do with everything you could do. That a variety in the levels. I still think some of the levels, like the dogs and everything, are some of the greatest platforming levels in video games. Like the Sunshine is just really good when it comes to it. And always to bring it back to, but the blue coins was like basically post game shit. Like I said, you can't cry about blue coins and be like, Nintendo doesn't do that. Yeah, how's those fucking 999 fucking Korok seeds coming
Well,
along?
that came along years later, and that was
Well,
That was-
one thing I'll
But
say. Also
that wasn't
is-
necessary. Like you didn't need to do Koroks almost at all. So
They did the blue
that's a
coins
bad
either.
comparison.
well to get 120 stars. You did because that's what that was the benchmark. That 64 set. 120 stars is
right.
is the end of the game.
That's completion.
I'm also looking at what's there as well.
I've never-
And what's
I've never
there is
won
not a
100%
polished Nintendo game.
Sunshine.
That's so.
Well,
I'm not looking at
that-
what wasn't there. I'm
You
looking
know
at
what
what
would be
was there.
great
That meant
for
like.
Sunshine is
Go ahead.
they have one of those like with the flood where you can actually aim the flood like this. That would be That would be game changing.
Mhm.
Instead of having to use the analytic to control flood, if you could actually use this,
That would be cool.
That would game changer right there. That would be amazing.
So interesting
when
thing
when
here.
you went to flood, you pressed the
Trigger.
Y button, go behind Mario, and then you had the analog trigger as well, man. for
Analog
the
trigger,
sprite.
yeah.
Come on, don't lie, Clock, dude. You would love to just freely aim with the flood.
As long as he couldn't
I'll show
move.
you. I'll show you that.
As long as he couldn't. He doesn't like to move and aim, Robert. He doesn't like to be able to move and aim at the same time. So you
You
just
want
got.
to stay in one spot and serve.
Imagine, I mean, like, if they don't do that, that's a huge missed opportunity. That would be so amazing.
This is cool though. In the Discord, somebody is saying watching the Juices Loose podcast in Discord. So it must be tied to YouTube somehow or on his phone.
Oh, maybe.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Terrell just got the popcorn and shit.
Yeah,
So,
I'm enjoying it.
Here's another question. Due to the restart of Metroid Prime 4, could we be in another Metroid drought? The first drought was between Super Metroid and Prime 1. The second was between Other M and Metroid or Federation Force or Samus Returns,
No.
depending on your ask. So Samus Returns. What was Samus Returns? 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could be looking at 5 years.
I think we'll have a. I know that's technically the rumors, 2D Metroid, but I generally do think we'll have a 2D Metroid 4 Switch.
No, it's like-
4.
I hope so.
Having like a few years between a game to me is not a drought. I mean, like we've steadily been getting Metroid games.
How
Maybe
how
not
many
always the
years
bad.
though?
We always had. Oh, I just had like a post on Instagram and I posted on Twitter too. Like, how long have you been waiting? That's what I tagged it, and I put fucking F-Zero in there. The Naruto game. I put like Wave Race in there. How long have I been waiting? How about 17 fucking years? That's a drought. 3
It's like-
years.
it's like
I don't
for a
people,
Metroid game. Like,
So
come
when
on, get it,
when
bro.
does it become a drought, Retro? That's my question.
17
When
years?
there's
Like
no
I said,
game
that's a
coming.
drought.
Waiting for a good 3D Mario game and Super Mario 64 to Galaxy. I had to wait, so that's a drought to me.
Good one too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And the drought is depending on how you feel about it. Like Metroid Other M. I can't stand that game, but some people would take that as a Metroid game that
The last
they
Metroid.
enjoyed. So the
I don't
drought
think it's
is
a bad game.
quote
I'm
unquote
gonna say
drought
that.
is smaller for them. But
I
for
don't
me,
think it's a bad game. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm still waiting. I haven't had a good Metroid game since Prime 3. So
All right.
That's just how it
Hey!
New Metroid game. Good
I mean-
new Metroid game.
Let's go retro.
So here we go
I-
with.
I just think
Oh, go
that-
ahead.
I mean, I just think that like it's too often people say they've been waiting for news for so much. Like people are like they're dying for Breath of the Wild too. I'm like, all right, look, relax.
That's
You got a
that's
trailer
that's
last-
insane.
you got a trailer literally last year, and also same thing with you know, it happens so often with you know, anything to do with Smash or I remember Xenoblade. People were like, Xenoblade fans are so hungry. I'm like, dude, you guys have a trailer that your remaster's coming out, and it's going to come out soon. And
Well,
it's already been months since it's been out. Like people are just impatient.
Here's the crazy
and
thing,
they
though.
call it
That is true.
It's been already been 13 months since the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but that was a year and a month
crazy.
ago.
No, I know but to me, I think that it was last year. Like we
Yeah.
know that's coming out.
You know
what
how
I'm saying?
long
Like,
it's been
I mean, it's
since.
fine to me. Breath of the Wild 2, like, if it doesn't come out on the anniversary, then that'd be like, okay, that's
That'd be a little.
When-
yeah.
how
Now we
long?
waiting.
How many days do you think it's been since they announced Bayonetta 3?
It's got to be
we're
what?
Oh man,
We're going into 3 years, I think, right?
Yeah, 960 something days. Almost 1,000 days since they revealed that.
So yeah, about to say almost 3 years. That's what I thought.
holy
Because
cow!
the word drought is also used very quickly, yo. Like a lot of times, especially like I said with the Xenoblade people, like they're like, oh my
that
god,
doesn't make sense for
I'm
Xenoblade, really,
dying
really.
for Xenoblade, the game that already exists. Like I need that game in my blood, and I'm like, you know it exists, right?
The problem is
And
that the internet culture has created impatience. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just the way things are today because
we're-
we live in a push button society, so you can get
yeah,
anything
exactly.
instantly. You know, I didn't grow up with that, so I can wait. You know, I have waited for Metroid.
You know what? There hasn't been a Forza drought, that's for sure.
That's
Well,
damn
that's
true. There needs to be.
Don't bring that game up in my house anymore. I
There
don't
needs to
need
be
it.
a Forza drought.
Oh, well, that's another thing. I saw people were like, R.I.P. Splatoon 2. So I recently did a backlog on Splatoon, but regardless, like I was looking up stuff, and so a lot of people were talking about in the like for the comment section, like, oh, R.I.P. Splatoon, it's been so great, and I'm like, and then other people saying Nintendo hasn't forgot about us. They're gonna make a Splatoon 3 hopefully this year. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Are you guys just
Why would you-
dude? Splatoon 2 came out, and Splatoon 3 will be on the next console. Like, I don't understand. Where's the correlation?
When is
also,
Splatoon? 2015.
No,
2015 for
Splatoon 1?
one. Yeah.
First one.
2015,
yeah,
2017.
one was 2015.
So you've had a new IP, by the way. You've had two games with a lot of awesome DLC for it in the last 4 years. That's pretty good.
I don't even want another
Base,
one.
It's got 10 million.
I'm good on Splatoon right now.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I'm glad that they're actually giving it a break because you don't want it to turn into Call of Duty where
No.
I
they
agree.
homogenize.
it needs to be a
How
once.
is those people are like those? They need that shit every year, or apparently it's dead.
Well, it's
like
also
dude, they can't bother me play a game that
There's
came
plenty
out
of people
3 years
playing
ago.
online right now. You can go play.
it's because Splatoon has the problem with being a shooter, where shooters are expected to be like every year or every other year. So people now feel like, oh, it's been 3 years. Oh God, we're not gonna get another game. What do we
They're like,
do?
oh my god. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe they forgot about the community. The community. They're working on Animal Crossing, sir. And it takes a Google search just to know that shit. And it's also it's like, dude, you're gonna put Splatoon 3. It's gonna exist. The game sold 10 million. And guess what? You can find a lobby in a second in that game. It's not dead.
No problem. You get on in and play.
Find on
anytime.
Splatoon 1. You can find a lobby on Splatoon 1.
Yeah, you can still play Splatoon on Wii U. No problem.
My daughter played that
100
game
people
on
in
Wii
there.
U all the time.
All right, so we
That
got one
actually-
more question quick, and then we're going to get out of here. So Malik says a lot of his real-life friends aren't excited for next gen at all. It reminds him of how everyone kept playing the PS2 well into the PS3's life. And with all the Xbox games being cross-gen, how long will it take for the new systems to really be the main consoles? And I would say by the end of 2021, I would expect,
2 years, 2 to 3.
Yeah.
That's-
because you know,
Sony has a weird tradition of like overly supporting their old consoles, even when the new ones
right
are
at the
out.
end.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
Sony-
all the time.
Sony will probably be supporting that bitch
Well, there's-
until like 2023.
People might buy, like I bought a bunch of 360 games near the end of its life that were cheap, and like, I'm gonna catch up on a bunch of games before it's.
And the thing is, this could go back to what we were talking about with the price. If these consoles are expensive when they come out, so people can't transition as fast. So people will be waiting for it even longer than holding on to their older consoles and older games.
Oh yeah, I probably won't buy a PS5 for like 2 years, probably.
I didn't buy the PS4 until it was out for the year.
I didn't buy the PS4 until the Switch came out. Like it was like 2
I
months.
bought it right before the Switch.
Yeah, me too.
You also got to take into account if Sony and Microsoft are staying on the track they're now, and they're gonna launch like weeks apart from each other. That's gonna cut into each other's sales either way. Nobody, maybe like if even 1% buys both consoles and shit, I wouldn't be surprised. Nobody's gonna pay like fucking 600 for one thing and like let's say 600 for the other. For two consoles.
Some people are.
With the new games on top of that and that kind of shit. Yeah, that's why I said. But if it's more than 1%, I'd be surprised.
That's a tiny percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the guys that run in dual 55-inch OLEDs in for their gaming setup, their PC. Those guy like that's gonna buy the PS5 and the Series X in the same week and spend $2,000 probably total on games and controllers. And
hey, the only thing that's
those guys who do that and just, I can't do this. This is complicated. They running all that stuff, but they can't.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, but T, the best videos are gonna be when those consoles launches, and they'll be like, "I've had 3 days with the PS5, and I've."
Oh God, those videos are the best, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like, I had the Xbox Series X in my house for a week. Yeah, I don't think I can do this anymore, guys. I think I'm going back to Sony. And you always get like the confessions of like a lapsed gamer or some shit. So I am looking forward to that. If nothing.
Oh, that's going to be great. I'm going to enjoy that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of quantities they have with everything going on.
I heard PlayStation boosted the amount that they were going to make.
Yeah, they're pretty confident.
Go to the game section at stores. Like there ain't shit in stock right now for current generation, and I guess that One X has been discontinued officially. So whatever's out in the wild is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is it time for me to go buy one?
I mean,
it might get real cheap pretty soon.
It might be worth it.
It'd be worth it just for Ultra Blu-ray player, Ultra HD Blu-ray player if you didn't have one and you had a 4K TV. Even though the Series X is going to do that. If you weren't looking at buying the Series X soon, it'd probably be worth picking if you can get one for like $250 or $200. But
because that was going to be my plan, was to buy a Series X this year. But I'm like, buy a Xbox One X. Too many X's, man. It's confusing. But then I was like, why not go all the way and then not to worry about it anymore? You're done. I only had one Xbox this gen, so it's not like I'm not the type of person that sits around and like, I gotta buy the next best thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
This is it. I'm done.
Yeah, I've only done
that. Xbox done.
I think I'm gonna.
I had the big original Xbox, and then I ended up getting the S. And then
I got the
actually
VCR
did trade in the
still,
Xbox.
I was thinking of putting my S down in the basement, but I just don't like using the controller to like for movies and stuff. I mean, you can use a universal remote or works for it, but I don't have one in my setup in the basement, and it's like it just feels weird turning on a controller to watch a movie or go through Netflix or whatever. And it's just I don't know.
At one time that was really cool, but now it's like strange.
It's just something I don't want another thing in the room, with a couple remote controls and stuff. But so I don't know. It's not going to be worth anything. The S, I ain't be able to sell it for much. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Honestly, my buddy gave it to me, so maybe I'll just give it back to him.
My VCR is only worth $100. So like, do I really want to, cash that in?
I'd be happy if the S is worth $100.
You won't be able to sell your S for much?
I don't think the S will be $100 once the Series X comes out. With the Xbox One X being so cheap now, I think that's just going to drive used prices way down for the Xbox.
You never know because, again, some people might, especially the VCR edition, that might become a collector's thing.
Yeah.
So
But all right, so I think that's gonna be it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You noticed I had to highlight last week. I didn't show off this. I don't know if somebody made this control or if it was official art and then added the background and stuff. But I thought it was really cool. Wanted to show it off this week a little bit. But
Dope.
yeah, so good podcast. I feel like we could have talked another hour about what Nintendo's been doing and what their 2020 lineup could actually end up being and all that. But
We
Yeah,
could.
but
We
you
will
were
do that
talking
one.
an hour
Yeah.
about the
European
direct.
month.
we'll
European month.
and we'll get another direct soon. You know, don't worry, guys. Nintendo's just they're planning and plotting and they got shit lining up, man. You're just gonna say this right now. You know, don't plan on having any money in your wallet. Pretty soon, Nintendo's about to announce some shit. Somebody said that like a month
That's what
ago.
I hope.
Still waiting.
Please,
Still
Nintendo,
waiting.
take-
I mean, I would love it if they have just an amazing game coming out the rest of the year. Some good AA type games. You know, I'd absolutely be thrilled. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Losing faith.
You know
now.
how sad it is when you're begging for like AA.
just begging for like Mario Strikers or something.
Dude,
on that.
dude, a Mario Super Slugger's like a new one. Ooh,
Super
that'd be
Slugger,
cool.
like this is the years that you get those types of games, But
Even a Mario Golf at this
An
point
experiment
was
with,
done,
like, a
right?
Mario Golf.
AA games are the cornerstone of the industry, man. We need them.
Mm-hmm.
Need them. Anything else?
Yeah, you can't they can't all be AAA and they can't all be indie. You need something in between.
Of course not.
So, but anyway, thanks for everybody for tuning in. And hopefully next week we'll be back without technical difficulties. If you were here in the beginning, we had all kinds of problems.
Oh,
Just
man.
watch the 2 minute. Watch the
Yeah,
other
it's probably
2 minute
divided
video.
it into two. I'll have to delete the other one.
Yo, don't
Oh,
download it.
It'd be
now,
like a
you
Meza
fool.
Teapot a live stream where there's always two. There's the one I
don't know what. I don't know
one he
what's going
creates,
on.
and then the one he ends up recreating to actually have it work. So
I
Guys,
do
don't download the
everything
2
like
minute
I'm
video.
supposed
You'll
to.
never get it again.
I take the stream key and then bring it over, and I still have that problem. I don't know what's going on.
By,
Put the rabbits down.
boys.
Jesus Christ.
by the boys.
What is
And
happening?
rabbits go home.
Jesus.
Happy Mario Sunshine Day.
Happy Mario Sunshine Day.
Woo!
These
Sounds like
cases
a
are
cult.
freaking thick.
These are a cult.
Like this, some thick plastic. Oh, look at this. Look at this, Robert.
Damn,
GameCube-
boy,
the
he's
GameCube
thick.
Robert.
cases are
Oh, it's gonna be in
glorious, man.
mirrored.
Yeah.
Mirrored, but look at
Oh,
this
damn.
Animal Crossing sleeve here.
Population.
Oh, look, people.
Coming September
That's the
16th.
Prime.
Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime.
What does yours
Oh,
have
yeah.
in it, Retro?
Just I clocked it, that Metroid Prime.
Yeah, this
folder, and
says-
like, oh, booklet. Like, look, there's all these pages and shit. With,
Academy
like
of Champions.
pictures.
I'm
Coming.
not even gonna look because mine doesn't have anything in it because it's used.
Academy of Champions.
Animal
Sorry,
Crossing is coming September 16th, guys.
Damn.
Look at this booklet. I've never opened this booklet before.
The Academy of Champions Soccer is coming
What is
soon
happening
for the
right
Wii.
now?
Get ready, guys. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm very
This
ready.
is
Anyway, show and tell
10
over.
out of 10.
Thanks for everybody
Yeah,
for.
but,
Oh wait,
thank you, man.
huh?
Thank you
I was
so
wondering
much.
where this was. Fucking memory card is tucked in here. I wonder what's on that one.
You hit
I thought I
me,
only had
man.
the black one. I just found a memory card for my
50,
GameCube.
56 spaces? 56
Oh, those
spaces?
Yeah.
are, yeah, those are good ones.
This is the
Great
black.
show,
This
yo.
is the small one, the tiny one.
Yeah, that's the.
Because they had a
The
light,
base
even like a white, almost white colored one. That was the big one for like 128. So look at this little ass disc.
What's the black one? I thought it was 128.
Black's the
Yo,
mid.
what the hell is this game?
Yeah, there was a
What is this
120.
game? I don't even know.
What's
Is
the
this
game,
supposed to
Robert?
be a party?
There must have been a
I've
two.
never even seen it.
What is it?
It's
No, no.
256?
Yeah, that was.
256 for the black one.
Yeah.
Well, there was a 500 then. There was like a light colored one. I think it might have been after. But anyway, thanks.
I'm a boss. You know,
We're outta
you
here,
gotta have
guys.
to do it.
Yeah, after hours. Yeah, this is post content or post podcast stuff happening right now. You guys get to see behind the scenes. So, but we'll be back next week. Do it all again until.